We want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is charged in a for hire plot.
Lil Durk's real name is Durk Bank, and he is from Chicago. This is his mugshot from Florida, where he was arrested last night.
The new charges against Durk will be added to his prison sentence. This is because the new evidence they want to use against Durk started in a group chat, making it obvious who the snitch is. It reads, Durk is facing allegations from federal prosecutors that he put hits on O-Block members for not retaliating for King Von. Prosecutors plan to introduce testimony from a witness who claims Durk gave the orders. In the evidence files, it reads, Durk feuds with Mona Duke over belief that members were not properly retaliating for King Von's passing. Whack 100 reacted, revealing the truth of the snitches going against Durk.
To life by basically saying he's guilty of for hire, and the only thing that, like, yes, some of these things look suspect. Why'd you go there? Why are these people going there? Why'd you send this message? But nothing. There's no message that they got that says where Durk says y'all that Quando yet. Nothing says that.
No, you missing the point.
Okay.
They got a witness already cooperating on that. Been had one. We just ain't seen what they said. It's 3 years. One of the cooperating.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so
that's co-conspirator too.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't need too much more than that. One of them is cooperating. Then in the paperwork, you got the conversation. They say they had it in and out. The other 2 was figuring out how they getting paid.
Although new concerning evidence was revealed, feds believe Durk was behind the attempt of Quando Rondo in 2021 at a gas station in Georgia. In the evidence files, it reads, Durk raps, they're on my page like Slide for Von. I know they trolling me. But later in his podcast, he said, for some reason, I just don't see them comments anymore. They aren't using the lyrics against Durk, but rather the timing of the song's release, as it matches up close to when the gas station incident happened. While the feds continue to bring the charges, they are actively trying to flip any members of OTF to snitch on Durk and the rest of the team. They're targeting OTF Didi, who is a main guy in Durk's operation. But we just heard that Didi is trying to remove himself from the case.
And that's what Didi did. He's basically saying all this evidence y'all got against Durk got nothing to do with me. Why you got me charged with Durk? And that doesn't mean he's going against Durk. That just means he wants his case severed. And I'm telling you, if it's severed, it helps Durk. Because one of the main connective tissue to this conspiracy is saying that Durk told Didi to hire. Didi's saying, I ain't get told to hire nobody, and I ain't hiring nobody. What are you talking about? Why would I hire someone? That's his thing.
Didi is standing by Durk's side, but his brother isn't. As news reported that Didi's brother is talking to the feds, it left one rapper writing, please tell me this isn't real. As the official report stated, the new Ted body cam footage of him begging to snitch against Durk has changed the case. Durk's lawyers submitted paperwork for an extended time on their bond proposal. This has many wondering what Ted said to the feds, because with him being Didi's brother, there's a good chance he knows a lot of valuable information for the feds. The only reason Ted is involved in the case is because the police caught him at a store with a firearm.
Really?
Dude had a what about that? A man had a with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
This unrelated incident to Durk could be his downfall. Once Ted was taken to the police station, he instantly began crying as he told the officer he would tell on the people he knows as they entered the station.
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
I swear to God, I tell you, I will tell you, please, I swear, please.
Ted sits in the waiting cell and begs to tell the officer what he knows so he can get out.
Wait, hold on, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 7 what you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me no, I'm saying, what are you talking about? I'm trying to get that.
With Didi being his older brother, fans were confused when the court paperwork included Didi's last name. But we now know that it was Ted who was talking the whole time. But the worst part is that Ted isn't the only one talking, because OTF Vonnie has deep ties in the group and is snitching. Vonnie's file got updated and shows he's no longer in custody of the Bureau of Prisons, which means he got released and is likely at home on house arrest. We actually got the inside scoop from Vonnie himself, because he texted one of his close friends that he was taking a plea deal, criminal, but his friend leaked it to the public. As Vonnie texted, "I'm trying to plea out to a 32, which is the base for M for hire. The max is 43, which is life. I'd get -2 points for a plea, -1 point for an early plea, and -2 points for no background, meaning I'll have 27 points, which is 5 to 7 years. I can't go to trial, I don't want them to do me like the other guys," as he refers to OTF Jam by saying he doesn't want to get got like the other boys, but more on that later. In a weird twist of Vonnie snitching, his father wasn't happy. Rather than his father being happy that Vonnie will be home sooner, he got mad and started ratting Vonnie out. As Vonnie's dad got on a call with DJ Academics and said how Vonnie played a role in King Von's passing. Vonnie's father claims Durk knew it was happening.
I'm gonna give you this. It's a back door, and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm gonna tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, "Is it open?" Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you talking about the Von? Like King Von?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, "Was it open?" This is what he asked him. Was it open? It was the exact words. Was it open? He told him it's off the hinges.
Are you saying that Vonnie backdoor King Von? No way. That was right here.
You heard what I just said. Guess what? You need motive first, right? I got bankers. I got bankers that'll testify that or will make a contract or make a statement to you and let you know that this is the amount of money he had, this is what he had, this is that, another. You need motive first and foremost. I got text messages from the lawyer letting you know that who told on Durk before, who told on Von before he.
Initially, it makes no sense for why Durk would end one of his closest friends, but King Von was beginning to overtake Durk in popularity, which could be one reason. But the main point is that Durk and Von still had an ongoing criminal case together. Suddenly, only a couple months after Von passed, it ended in a private settlement, which leads fans to believe that Durk might have placed the blame on King Von since he was no longer here, which got Durk out of the case.
Why would Durk want Von?
All right, man. Let me give you this. First of all, you didn't sign your rights over. You ain't in no 360 deal. First of all, you can't bring nobody into the business and they surpass you. How you bring me to the table and I pass you up? Don't nobody want their chief spot taken, do they?
That's an interesting
Dude was
thing.
a slack. He was signing the boys. He was a Von wasn't no slack.
That's interesting. I did find out that Von didn't have any contractual ties to Durk like that, which was interesting.
I mean, come on, man. He wasn't even signed to him. How's this his friend? He lied on Breakfast Club and said, "Hey, you think your man would be sitting here with $300,000 worth of jewelry on and he not have an attorney? He got a public defender."
This got fans to look into Durk more, which had a tweet saying, "Since Vonnie's dad leaked that Durk had Von dealt with, it makes me wonder why Durk goes on Instagram Live whenever he's connected to a passing. He went on live the minute when Von, Lil Pab, and FBG Duck passed away. It's believed that in order for Durk to seem less suspicious, he purposefully goes on Instagram Live whenever a crime goes down, as he will be able to tell the cops he was on live stream at that time and couldn't have been involved. Durk wasn't necessarily doing the crime himself, but it doesn't mean he wasn't responsible." We heard more from Vonnie's father as he revealed Vonnie orchestrated Lil Pab and King Von's passing.
Oh no, he ain't take my advice. He ain't respond no back to me because this is on a tablet. He on a jail tablet when I sent that to him. He ain't respond nothing else to him. I told you he can't take my advice because they plan. They made themselves get caught. This is what come along with it. They wanted to get caught. You understand me?
So, that's what you meant by trenches of paint. Okay.
What you mean trenches? What?
Was it you that said that with the whole narrative about Vonnie snitching with the text messages? Like that's
Yeah. I don't know who said that, but that was me.
But that was the focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text messages was about.
That's just saying what he finna cop out to and this, that, and and with me saying Von, some people like, man, what he gonna tell on some words on Von?
I ain't gonna lie, I said that in my video. I'm intrigued to know what the Von name was for.
No, he ain't gonna tell him no Von. You gonna tell it just like you orchestrated Lil Pab, you orchestrated this. And guess who you work for?
Vonnie's father is from the street where if someone snitches, then you can snitch on them. Even Durk's sister-in-law confirmed it by calling Vonnie a rat and snitch. Despite everything looking bad for Durk, it's possible he still gets released. It was announced, Durk has filed a new motion to dismiss based on the vagueness of the second superseding indictment. If it is not dismissed, he requests a bill of particulars which specify the coded language used, the nature of the bounty, the date and time, audience, and circumstance. Because inside the paperwork, Durk's lawyers want the prosecutors to prove where Durk gave a bounty to take out Quando Rondo. They want to know exactly what reward Durk was offering for the hit to be done, and when was the exact date and time. In a typical court case for M for hire, all of this would have been shared by now, which leads Durk's lawyers to believe the prosecutors don't have the evidence to prove the charge. Although a week later, Durk was taken into solitary confinement after an officer found Durk with a cell phone in his jail cell.
They got Lil Durk in a hole for basically some BS, and right now we're gonna show the paperwork. They saying that he was caught with a cell phone, and basically that's not true. They trying to keep him in a hole, do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing or whatever, but they're trying to make a point because they saying that me and him is privileged and we got so many things going on, and it's a lot of BS.
Not only could it be because Durk had restricted items in his cell, but it could be for his safety. As it was previously reported, Durk was involved in an altercation inside jail this morning, which resulted in Lil Baby tweeting, "I don't care about nothing else other than Durk right now, free the bro." The streets connected what happened, and it looks like there was hits placed on multiple members of OTF, as it was reported that Durk's close friend Gleesh passed away around the same time. But this had everyone wondering who wanted revenge against Durk. The most obvious pick was Quando Rondo and his team. They have a long history of beefing with each other. They are the same group who took out King Von, and the charges Durk currently faces is for the hit on Quando's friend Lil Pab. Not to mention, on the same day that Durk was targeted, they released interviews speaking about how they feel about Durk. Rather than showing their anger for Durk taking out their close friend, they try to act all peaceful, almost like they want to show the feds that they don't want no issues, but behind closed doors might have ordered the hit.
To know, like, shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, shit, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying him shit like that, because I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like, they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
Quando Rondo said something similar in his own interview, saying he wishes it was handled differently.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out, or whatever. Like, that could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
As it definitely doesn't seem suspicious that two of Durk's ops posted interviews on the same day he was targeted. Another reason they acted so fast was because they were worried that Durk might have gotten released. Words from Durk's father have Durk being released on bond. With this being his third attempt, his lawyers made an offer so great the judge can't refuse it.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son, at least for the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's gonna give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you. And inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
This got the prosecutors to drop their lyric evidence against Durk, as it didn't stand up in court, which got a report to come out saying Durk's court hearing had the prosecutors telling the judge they are throwing away evidence against Durk, but they read it out loud in the courtroom, as it had the lyrics of, "Told me they got an addy, they got the location, go. Look on the news, see your son screaming no."
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
This painted Durk in a very bad light in the courtroom just before his bond hearing, which had Charleston White saying,
"This is a real victory. Now that demonic force was a dark force. It was a dark energy. I think we now finally get to put that fire out. I don't think we'll hear drill music ever again. I don't think drill rappers would ever be celebrated ever again. Down goes the drill. So this is a victory for law-abiding Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part of it.
Charleston made it clear he doesn't want Durk released, but a lawyer believes Durk has a decent chance of getting bond after the prosecutors dropped evidence.
The other allegation they backed away from, which is huge, it shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for the through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy.
And we saw Durk's lawyer call the charges a joke in this interview.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Ak. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
Despite a lot of things going in Durk's favor, the judge still denied his bond, with the reason stating the feds say Durk would need to go completely broke and give up all of his property to be granted bond. They fear he might use his fortune to place bounties on witnesses.
No bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a murder for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label, and ultimately Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's gonna have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
They're worried that Durk will order more hits on anyone with evidence against him. They believe he did it for Lil Pab, and they worry he did it to OTF Jam. It was announced, has anyone heard from Jam after he snitched on Durk? Several members are gone, but he's been gone for months, as Jam was outed as a snitch on DJ Vlad's show.
There's a guy named OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam
now
got
he
him
put
in a
everyone in a
jam.
jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This. Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case. But eventually he flipped.
One report wrote, Jam was found by OTF members, hiding in a crib near Atlanta. Jam was dealt a punishment for snitching on Durk. A photo from the scene came out from where Jam was staying. The main reason he was targeted is because he provided a ton of evidence to the police. Over 230 gigs of digital evidence, which includes audio recordings, video surveillance, and 20,000 pages of reports, are being processed for discovery. A new court update read, the feds believe Durk paid to get two people dealt with. The first is Stefan Mack, who took out Durk's brother D-Thang. The second is Jam's baby mama, who got taken out after Durk found out Jam was snitching. Feds think Jam is the key to putting Durk in jail for all three crimes. Fans of Durk look back at his old Instagram lives and believe that Jam was wearing a wire in this one, as he constantly messes with his jacket and whispers into it.
Hey, kid! Give me the check on your man. I heard you got his head. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I was having a dare. Architect. Having a dare. Schools outside town.
It turns out that Durk might have found out Jam was snitching. He hopped on an interview and it was announced Durk has been playing chess this entire time. He knew Jam was gonna cooperate.
I see from a mile away. I don't think people realize that.
I could have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know your cooperate.
Durk continued in the interview, sharing how he tightened up his security. Once he found out that people around him weren't staying loyal, he only allowed his family to his house.
Nobody is ever allowed to my house. It be my best friend never been in my house.
For real?
I promise.
Your best friend?
I promise. Like, it's people like that I just don't allow around my girl and my kids, cause it's like I'm just a different type. I'm not the. We're gonna have family night at Durk house tonight. It's the. You
Say
gotta watch.
everybody at Durk's crib.
Yeah,
we
gotta. Everybody getting watched. We gotta watch everybody. Hey, they go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like, that's how I play. Like, I don't play. I see from a mile away.
I don't think people realize.
Despite Durk giving Jam $50,000 just 2 years prior, he still flipped with the feds and informed on Durk, which goes to show that you can't trust anyone in the streets no matter what you do for them.
You know what's name, bro? Steady crying, huh? He steady crying. Feed him. Feed him. Get in the milk, bro. Get in the milk so baby mama get the tripping, bro.
See that?
Feed
For my
him.
baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. It's too much. Crazy though. Motherfuckers sitting up there doing all this. Sneak this and internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Just buy what I want, do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro. Goof
Bro got out what?
You know that we did.
How many you did now?
How many years I did it now?
Yeah, that's your last bit. 12?
12.
That boy popped out 12 years.
Yeah.
So much money. We really was just getting in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
Although the feds realized the people from the back of the Instagram Live are a couple of the guys who took out Lil Pab, and these same suspects that took out Pab and hung out with Durk used to go shopping with King Von when he was still alive, which shows the connection between everyone is clear, and the hit on Lil Pab was a direct revenge hit for King Von.
The solitary stone.
We just looked at him.
Let's go over there.
What up, bro?
Boss, you good? My boy. Let's go.
They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money man stepped in.
But when it comes to the Stefan Mack hit, they're trying to add it to Durk's charges. They showed the judge this Instagram story, which reads, "For D-Thang," as it was posted just 30 minutes after Stefan Mack passed, and the next day Durk went on Instagram Live and laughed.
Hey, somebody always said, slap car. Somebody always said, slap car. Well, look on that'll, yeah.
Academics tapped in again with Durk's lawyer to ask him some more questions, as the biggest question he asked was if Durk would take a plea deal. Durk's lawyer made it clear that they are going all out in the case. They want to prove Durk is 100% innocent.
You know, likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen, like, this seems like it's a do or die thing. This is kind of like it's gonna be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney, are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it, just entertain it, because that's your job to listen to it and maybe present it to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all or nothing case, and he did not participate in a conspiracy to commit. And so there is no alternative. It's a life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to go to 12 people.
The biggest reason for them going all the way is because they will use the First Amendment in Durk's favor. They will claim that Durk says all these crazy things in his songs and online to create drama. As they'll say, he doesn't actually participate, he just uses it to drive attention to his music.
There's a First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records and there are pop records and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying violence, that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, First Amendment has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is violent.
As this lawyer believes that Durk could be released in a similar way that Young Thug was.
We've seen it happen quite a bit. I don't know that I'd say it's been persuasive. I think the biggest example we look at is Young Thug. Down in Atlanta. They took a lot of his lyrics, and even though technically speaking, ultimately they got a conviction, He actually walked out on time served. Most of the people that were prosecuted didn't end up being convicted. And I don't think anybody would call that prosecution a successful prosecution. And so, you've got freedom of speech issues. Does it mean that just because I'm saying something in a rap song, it typically is a rap song, does that mean that I actually did something? And this is an extra interesting twist here because Lil Durk's attorney is saying, well, this song was actually released months before.
Something else that will work into Durk's favor is prosecutors don't understand rap culture.
Yeah, and I'll go out on a limb and say that sometimes prosecutors don't necessarily understand hip hop culture. It's almost like a text without context. So you got to really understand the time, the place, the audience. Sometimes they might speak in ways that seem direct to somebody that's outside of the culture, but doesn't necessarily, but can mean several things to someone inside the culture. So it would certainly be a flub, big time, right? But it wouldn't be the first time that such a thing has happened where somebody looking through the window, particularly of hip hop culture, doesn't understand what's being said other than their desired use of it.
But the feds do understand one thing about hip-hop, which is that everyone is connected in one way or another. The news wrote, prosecutors delayed Durk's chance of being released on bond to gather last-minute evidence against him for the next hearing. Talk of a new snitch is going around the courtroom, which fans believe the new snitch could be Brick Baby. He got arrested 1 week before talk of a new snitch was going around, with it announced Big U, Brick Baby, Loose Cannon, and others all arrested in a rolling 60s takedown. Lawyers believe Brick Baby will snitch on Durk. The timings of both arrests make lawyers believe the feds will force Brick Baby to give everything up on Durk. What you might not know is that Durk was possibly targeted because of what Brick Baby said when Lil Pab was taken out, as he hopped on a live stream and said that people can't say Durk didn't slide for King Von anymore, which implies that Durk was responsible for taking out Lil Pab, and it's the exact charge that Durk is facing now.
But was this an attempted hit or
Well, they can't say that no more.
Then they put you as
Why?
God.
Like, who died? You can't say that no more. Oh, because of FBG Cash? Oh, who?
Federal charges in California.
Nah, because Lil Pab.
So this is about the...
Oh! What's that? But I'm just saying, they just say you can't say that no more.
The feds even believe that Brick Baby could have been involved, as they brought up the lyric evidence they had against Durk about dropping the location, and they connected it to Brick Baby says that he would have dropped Quando Rondo's location if Durk had asked.
Why is that? Then it's people like, you lined up somebody from your hood. Like, listen, I didn't. But at the end of the day, what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Oh, this is my boy. He lost his boy. Who did it could be around. 9 times out of 10, had he had asked me, I probably would have been coke if he even asked anybody, if this is even true. But 9 times out of 10, like I said, can I leak a bar?
Sure.
I said if he make the call right now, I'd something.
Right.
Which has the feds wondering if it was Brick Baby who leaked Quando's location and allowed Durk to send his team after them. But do you think there's any way that Durk gets released again? Share your opinion in the comments.